Hello, and welcome to a quick guide, or at least I hope they're quick. I really haven't been checking the times on these videos, but a guide for Ganesha. Ganesha, I think, is probably one of the best new user-friendly supports in the whole game. He's fun. I don't like fighting him. He's kind of annoying, but he is definitely a fun character for new players, right? So let's get right into this. So starting off, like I should tell you, this is a guide for the support role, right? Which really Ganesha should always be the support. I've seen him be played in the jungle and in solo and in mid, but like he's really a good support. Like that's where he makes his claim, right? Especially with how good his passive is, right? So Guardian's Blessing, obviously you're gonna get that in the support role, right? And then it's up to you if you want to get shoes and then a healing chalice, or you can get a healing chalice and 5 multi potions. It's up to you. Either one works. Ganesha really doesn't have mana problems, um, so you don't really need the multi potion. But again, it's always up to you. So Shoes of the Focus, I think they're really good on him for the cooldown reduction that gives you. Your abilities have pretty long cooldowns. Being able to have them up more often is always a good thing. Ganesh is definitely more of an offensive guardian compared to other defensive guardians like Geb or like Sylvanas, right? Or Khepri. Ganesha will kill you, so uh, so like I said, he is a guardian, he is a support. I always recommend these 3 items. I think that they're always good. These 3 items have never been not meta in their whole existence in Smite. I think Gauntlet of Thebes like fell off like maybe like for like 2 weeks, and then Hyros is like, Gauntlet of Thebes, we should buff it. Um, but yeah, so having these 3 items together gives you a aura of 25 protections, I believe. What is it? That's 15. This is 10, right? Yeah. So it gives an aura of 25 protections as well as the regen with these two, right? Always good to have, right? Some more offensive options, right? Stun of Binding, your 2 and your 3 proc it. Your 1 doesn't. It's just your 1 is really just a rectangle that you throw out and it does damage and gives your allies more damage, right? But all your other abilities do proc this. Even if you hit them for like a split of a second with the 2, it will proc it. Gem of Isolation, walking through Ganesha all and getting hit with the slow already, plus this, I don't want to claim that they'll get hit by 2 ticks, but they might get hit by 2 ticks with how slow you'll be going because of it. Other than that, I don't like. It's not the worst, but these two do proc each other. So if you get Gem of Isolation and Stun of Binding, any damaging ability you have will proc Stun of Binding, just to keep that in mind. Tyrannical Plate Helm, I don't see a lot of people picking this up anymore after they nerfed it, but I think people forget that this item's still really strong and should definitely be looked at if you want to run more of a tower sieging comp, right? I think the Guardian should almost always have this item. It's just strong no matter what, right? Voidstone, it's Voidstone. Voidstone's great at supporting your mage. If you have 2 more magical characters besides you, why not get it? If one of them's like the jungler and one's mid, you might as well get a Voidstone. That way neither of them really have to lose that damage and you can really help them in the late, right? Some more defensive options. Mantle of Discord's always a great get off me item, right? Gives you cooldown reduction, good protections, and that passive where if you are below 30% HP, you become CC immune for a second and you stun everyone around you. It's just good. Relic Dagger is great for having your relics up more often. It gives a good amount of health, gives you more movement speed, and it gives you cooldown reduction. It's just a good item. Not enough people buy this item. It's so cheap. It's just so good. Breastplate of Valor, great cooldown reduction, good physical defense. I don't need to explain anything else. Shogun's Kasari, really great for tower sieging, right? Pair this with Tyrannical Plate Helm. And where is it? Where is she? This Emperor's Armor, I promise you, you will take objectives so easily with these 3 items. I see so many people not get these, and with how hard it is to siege in this season, I always recommend these 3 together, right? Or even getting 2 of them. You might not even need all of them, but I definitely recommend Emperor's Armor, and there wasn't really room on here for me to put it, but I do recommend it. Obviously, it really doesn't do anything in any game mode besides Conquest. I can't really think of any game mode I wanted in besides Conquest, but it is there. Some relics, right? So Heavenly Wings, like these are all pretty self-explanatory, right? This is great for burning objectives. Ganesha All is probably one of the, I think it is the highest damaging Guardian ultimate on objectives. So getting Belt of Frenzy, popping it, dropping your alt on them, and then using your one, and you'll be able to burn most objectives very quickly. Especially if you have like Anubis or like Mercury or like some character that has really high damage output, right? It's just really good. Magic Shell, never a bad option. Heavenly Wings, never a bad option. Perfect Emblem, this item's good, and a lot of people say never buy it if they have a Heavenly Wings. And yes, you get rid of half of it, but if you upgrade it, people forget that it reduces their attack speed by 25% and their damage dealt by 15%. That's pretty strong in my opinion. It really, if they have more than one auto attack character, I think it's always a go-to. Um, I'm talking about like maybe like Bologna solo, like Mercury jungle, and then another hunter, right? Like those are three characters that go off of auto attacks. Like I think that it's pretty helpful, right? So abilities, you're always gonna get your one first. I just always get it. I never see a reason to get any other ability besides this at level 1, right? And then your 2 to level 2, you're going to get your 3. You always want your movement option at level 2. Almost always want your movement option at level 2, right? And then it's up to you, whichever one you want. If you're in lane and they have like a character that has like a channeled ability, think like Bacchus, maybe a Nike, maybe they have like RDO, right? You can silence them from using their channeled ability. Always something nice, right? But I always recommend Turn of Fate at level 3. It does a decent chunk of damage. Look at that. It goes up by 60 damage. That's a lot of damage, right? And then level 4 you get that, and then 5 you get your alt, and then from there you'll just max the one, and then it's up to you whichever one you want. If you want to do more damage, this, but I think Ohm is just the way to go. 60 protections of both when it's maxed, plus the silence that you can move around in. It's a really big AoE, and the cooldown goes down, so I think you should almost always get Ohm, but different players are different. Looking at this, you should pretty much always get Ohm, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, level the alt, 1, alt, 3, alt. Ganesh is very simple. Guardians in this game are typically very simple to play. I think that they're probably the most new player-friendly class in the game. None of their abilities are like really like, oh wow, like maybe like Terra might be the hardest because you just gotta decide, do I dash at them or do I use my 3 to heal? But even that's like not even that hard. So I think that concludes my Ganesha build guide. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to ask them down below. If you have a guide you want me to make a guide for, just let me know in the comments below. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!